Hey guys, welcome back to XYZ and Tea Podcast. This is Perris.
And I'm Sherise.
And today we have a new topic. We're done with the individual interviews. We're going to be coming together and talking about our teens, even though I literally just talked about still being in the teens.
Literally, if you have not checked out that last episode, go ahead and check it out.
So if you see us visually, we done changed outfits a little bit. We done gave a little upgrade just in case you wanted to see a little, something different.
For our visual people, please don't forget to go to YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure that for my listeners, please stream on all podcast services and make sure that you leave us a review, a rating, all that jazz.
So I thought that it would be funny to kind of start with a little game of like our teens, and like one person can start, but essentially like we just say one word from like our childhood or like from that teen. So like, for example, like silly bands would like compare to like loom bands. So one person has to say one from each generation.
What the hell is loom bands?
You literally gave me loom bands, like the rainbow loom, the little rubber bands that you can make into bracelets and stuff.
Did I give you that for like Christmas one year or something?
See, she wasn't even invested in it. She literally just said, "Oh, I think these are what the kids are into," and we were. And
yeah, I was like, "Well, what is like?" I was asking like, "What do you like? What's on your Christmas list?" And Homegirl had an extensive Christmas list every year.
Every year, my Christmas list was
at
crazy.
Least it wasn't as bad as Dorian's. Like you gonna hear us talk about Dorian a lot. Like one day we gonna have to get him on here. But he asked for a chinchilla coat one year.
A chinchilla coat? I didn't even know that.
Oh, for real? Mini story. So y'all know the Touch It, Ring It.
Exposed.
The Touch It video was like the hottest shit. Touch It, Ring It. So it had the remix on there, and I believe it was Papoose. So the Touch It video was a big thing, and I mean, it had remixes for days. Okay,
remixes for days.
And on Dorian's Christmas list, he said, "I wanted a chinchilla coat."
Who was buying him that,
bro? He didn't even know how much it cost. He just knew he needed to have a chinchilla coat, and he still, to this day, clearly is getting clowned.
He's getting laughed at. Because I know better than to ask for some At least my stuff was reasonable. That's funny, though.
Yes, he asked for a blue, I think it was like a blue chinchilla.
Blue, too?
I think it was like
Where
a blue
is that man going to wear that?
Dad said, if I got you...
He wore basketball shorts half the time.
He said, even if I did have the money, that'd be the only thing you got for Christmas. I'd make you wear it every single day. That was hilarious.
So do you get the game though? I'm like,
yes.
She got the game. Okay. So you can start. You can just say any word, and then if it matches, if it doesn't really match, we can talk about it, I guess. But like,
okay,
it's just a back and forth thing. We don't want to think about it too much. It's like boop,
all right.
boop, boop,
Furby.
Oh, no, you had a Furby.
I did have a Furby,
but I had. Oh well, that's not really.
You had a Zoom Zoom pet.
I had a Furby too, though. I actively had a blue Furby though.
Really?
They brought back Furby, so I was like, wait, because I thought I was gonna say you had a Gremlin, but that's not what they were called. They were called Furby. They were always called Furbies.
They were called Furbies, but I thought you were gonna say like the Zoom Zoom pet, because that was like something that a part of your generation, because we didn't have like Furbies was a part of my generation, and we brought it back for y'all. We always bringing stuff back. Like, stop bringing stuff back. Stop retroing stuff. Okay? Stuff is like...
Girl,
stuff is for us.
No, you got stuff brought back in your generation, too, that you done fed off of another generation.
Like the
everything is a play on everything.
Like the Tamagotchi. Like...
Exactly. That's what I would consider a Zuzu pet. Like, that's what I would compare those to.
Okay, so a Tamagotchi...
And a Zuzu pet. Yeah. I can't even...
Yeah, the Tamagotchi you had to keep alive. Y'all had to keep them Tamagotchis alive.
Yeah, Zuzu pet was just like... Just a little thingamabob. Just Zuzu robot. Like, literally. Little hamster thing.
All right.
I can't even play my own game. Literally, I'm like DVDs, but like... VHS, but I'm like, those are so easy.
Easy Bake.
What did I have?
I said an Easy Bake.
Oh, and which reminded me of American Girl dolls. And how bad... Did you want one? Like, because I wanted one so bad.
No.
That was a thing
That
for me
wasn't my
because
thing.
my friends all had their own.
I don't like
American Girl doll.
like, here's the thing. I don't do dolls.
She did do dolls. She did Barbies.
No. What I mean is life size, like not life size,
That was
but they were
just
like
one doll, though.
they were just okay. But
You
here's
just don't do American Girl dolls. So.
yeah, no. Like they're creepy. They're like Annabelle. Like that's kind of like what it reminds me
That's
of.
what you associate that
Yeah,
with.
no, don't. Yeah, they couldn't give me one of those because I said no. It either has to be small. I didn't even like life size. Like maybe even a baby doll, but even baby dolls like at a certain point like creep me out. So
Wow.
Aren't
you afraid of clowns too, though?
I hate clowns.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
And if I ever see one of y'all on the street and y'all try to like, we gon' don't ever in your life.
She gonna punch you with the quickness.
No, for real. I don't really do anything scary like that.
Yeah.
Like I was very traumatized by it. At a young age. If you ever seen the original I believe is like way scarier than the one that has come out now because it was just like it was long and like things were like coming out from like underneath the bed and in the sink and just it was very traumatizing. So no clowns for me unless like they had like a kids party at 2 p.m. in the middle of the day. Like, don't come out at night with no clown and chainsaws. Don't do that. Something that shaped my teens was music, TV, fashion, like the whole vibe. Like, I would say middle school all the way from a senior in high school. Music and fashion was a big thing. Like we had music from the South, we was rocking with it all the way to the jerking era, y'all. Like that was huge. If you lived in LA during that time, you had to know how to do all the moves. Like I remember I was going to this little kickback and I had to figure out how to do it. And I was working on it all day till I got it right. And I probably was looking crazy, but I got it down. I can still do it.
What did you get? What move?
Like the initial, like
the jerk.
Yeah.
Because you named a couple of them. Like
Cat Daddy,
Daddy. That one. No, that one. He'd be like, man, I gotta work. When life's coming. We can really get into that whole verse right now.
And Vans.
There's some resistance going on.
The Vans song. Oh my god.
Vans.
Got my Vans on because they look like sneakers. Got my Vans on.
I don't know that.
Yo.
A song like that we had that I don't know what that is, but we had like ours are stupid though. Ours are like hot Cheetos and Takis. Hot Cheetos and Takis. Can I get enough? Biggest thing. I don't even know. And then there's another one that I liked. It was like tutus and tennis shoes. Tutus and tennis shoes.
What?
There's like OMG girls and like mindless behavior, and all of them are like our people's.
That's hilarious.
Vans.
Yeah, got my Vans on. That almost sounds like chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
Honestly, they all got the same like rhyme, like the rhythm.
Let it rain and clear it out.
Yeah.
No, for real.
They be having the same melody.
Lip gloss.
Yeah. Lip gloss is like a transition period. Everybody know lip gloss.
Everybody know lip. Yo, you don't know. You cannot know lip gloss.
Right. We about to get on your head.
No, but mindless behavior. They had that one little song. What's that one little song they came out with?
This is right.
Yeah.
This is right. I wasn't even like
cute little boys.
They're like literally a little boy band group.
No, seriously.
But I wasn't into mindless behavior. That was honestly like my best friend's thing. But like me, I'm like, who was I? At that time I was into like Demi Lovato and like I was really big on Demi Lovato.
You had a period.
But it was really because my dad worked on her show and I was like, I'm basically like her friend.
Right, she had the autograph picture in the room.
I had a prop. There's a prop that I made that's in the show. Like, I have to find it, but I don't know where that was lit anymore. But that was cool. Yeah.
But I cannot say that the album wasn't lit though. Like the first album she came out with. Yeah. It was good. It was a bop.
And it didn't help because we had a Wii and I had the Disney karaoke, which had it on there.
Yeah, that's true.
And
your Demi Lovato was my Hillary Duff.
Okay. Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Nobody could tell me nothing about Hillary Duff.
Nobody could tell me nothing.
Nobody could tell me nothing. And still to this day,
she ride for Hillary.
I'm a ride, and I'm going to stand beside it.
Stand beside her. She done been through it though. Like Hillary, she went all the way to the dope phase. She not crazy.
Yeah, she did. Because she got out of, I feel like she got out of Disney at the right time.
Because like Disney was still fresh. Like that, the type of content they were producing, they didn't have a factory for it.
Yeah.
So she could she was kind of still doing her own thing. I just watched like a documentary on Nick, and it was like, I noticed, like, you know, because you loved Clarissa Explains It All, which was very
Oh, you mean the one on Hulu?
Yeah.
Yes. It was really that
early Nick. And
very
I didn't realize how early you were technically watching Nick. Even Rugrats, like, all of that. Like,
yeah.
I knew that was early, but, like, that was, like, first Nick, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was wild. That was really wild.
Yeah, so Hillary
all that like
got out. Oh my God, all that.
Now this is not teenage, but it is childhood, and you couldn't tell me nothing about all the guest performers and all of that.
They was in the culture.
They were. Keenan and Kel, R.I.P. Coolio.
Literally.
That literally just happened. As soon as I was like, oh.
Because I was like, no way, this is the same Coolio from,
you know that. You say, ain't no way this is the same Coolio. I'm like, there's only one Coolio, girl.
I know, I'm like crazy hearing everything. You immediately
Coolio. I'm
know
like,
something. Like, no way, this Gangsta's Paradise.
Right. Ain't no way this not Gangsta's Paradise.
R.I.P. Coolio.
For real.
Trend-wise, we didn't do, like, we went to the bridge and stuff, like, the same stuff that you did, like.
Let's talk about that. So, there was hangout spots, and the first hangout spot was like the bridge. And if you wasn't at the bridge on Saturdays before they kicked you out on curfew at like 9 p.m., like, cause after that, like, and then you was trying to like hide in the putt golf. Like, no, for real. Before it was the Dave & Buster's, it was a putt golf.
All the stuff that actually used to be at the bridge was lit.
It was
freaking
lit.
Soup Plantation, freaking. I
Borders
think they
on the
actually
grill.
put the Color Me Mine back, or they moved it or something.
Nah,
like
it's
that,
still there, but it's like on the other. It's on the other side.
Yeah, and then there was the putt golf, and there was another thing in there. Oh, they even took away the Wetzel's Pretzels, didn't they?
Yeah, the Wetzel's Pretzels, the Ben and Jerry's.
Bruh. No, the Ben and Jerry's is there. It's on the other side too, I think.
I'm like, dang, I haven't been able to find. See, so there was something else. Johnny Rockets was there.
Johnny Rockets was there.
Yes, Johnny Rockets. There was a Borders, Borders went out of business, I think.
Yeah.
But it was basically like a Barnes and Noble.
It was lit though.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
is the Starbucks still there?
gentrification.
Gentrified?
Yeah.
Yes, it's gentrified for sure.
It's like boring. It looks all industrial and like lit up.
It looks like too modern. They did too much in there.
Honestly, it is too modern, but
Here's my thing though.
Like,
They're making everything on the outside look good. Can we get an upgrade to the movie theater too?
The movie theater has been the same.
Let's get an upgrade to the movie theater too while we at it.
The seats are the worst in there. The seats in there are the worst.
Some of them low key, like they tried to like tape it up. Like if you've seen.
No.
Yeah, some of them like they try to like, girl,
I am not. How do you feel like this era was planned in your youth?
What do you mean?
Like when you were younger, like, or in your teens, like how did you see your today?
What's funny about that is when you plan your life out in your teens, it never goes the way that I thought, like, y'all gonna laugh, but my first little boyfriend, I thought that we were gonna finish school by like 21, getting married by 20, like actually finish school, get married, have our first child by 25.
Literally, don't we all think that we're gonna have our first child like that?
By 25.
That's like the story.
And then I said like, oh, I was gonna get my master's after that, and by 30, like we'd have a house. Like we had like a whole plan. Like there was a whole plan, and that did not. The only thing that went right from that plan is me getting pregnant at 25.
But not by him.
And not by him. Right. And I had 2 kids instead of 1 at the same time.
Literally. She got the best of both worlds.
Girl, the Hannah Montana. The Hannah Montana, okay? Because yeah, and I'm a dip into friends and like friends and relationships, because I think that that's really important, that something that shapes your teens. Because for me, like, I had a good friend group, and I still have a really good friend group from high school to now, which is really nice because my friends are very goal oriented, smart, very smart, beautiful women who, you know, have their shit together. So I've always been around people who have had their shit together and tried to, you know, find my way through that, because obviously we all live different lives, but I've always, you know, like, been inspired by them. And I'm sure they'll probably be inspired by me in a different way as, like, being a mom, because I'm the first one out of my friends to be a mom. So, you know, they ask me all types of questions, but I think that, you know, it could have went a different way. I could have had different friends. And a fun fact about one of my friends is, when I was at Culver, I didn't know that the lockers, like, were getting redone. So I had all 6 of my books in one backpack. And she was like, she felt bad for me because I didn't know. And I ended up sneezing. And she said, "Bless you." And then we ended up starting a whole conversation. And that's how we became friends. She's like, what are you doing with all those books? I said, well, my dad made me bring all the books. And it was my second day of school. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, girl, like, the lockers are getting redone. So you get I look like a fucking nerd. It's Elsie. I had her in Spanish class for my second period. And then I met the whole friend group, basically.
Shout out to her, for real.
No, for real. Shout out to Elsie, for real, because if it wasn't for Elsie, I wouldn't have all the friends that I have today. Okay? Doing all the books? Yeah. Girl, my back was hurting because Dad made me take all the books. Now, literally, our dad is very, like, school. You have to be good in school. You have to do your thing. Like, this is basically your job, and you need to be good at it. And he made me take and I told him, I said, I don't need to. Just take them anyway. And I didn't have a roller backpack, and I was never going to get one of those because I'm not going to be no nerd.
No roller backpack. Maybe a sling. What is it? Slash or whatever. But, like, not.
But shout out to the nerds, though, because I really love
the nerds.
No, for real.
Just shout out to the homies with the roller backpack.
Okay. Now, if you need that extra support and you can't carry stuff on your back,
you just want to drag it. We get it.
No, for real. Go ahead and do that. But yeah, so I think that that's really, really, really important to have a good friend group. And then even my boyfriend in high school, he was very goal oriented as well. So I had a good surrounding, environment around me, which is very nice. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's very important to keep people around you like that at all times, not just in high school, but just, you know, if people are not doing it for you, don't be around those kind of people. I think that's really important. But because and of course over the years I've had friends that have fallen off, and we just have grown. Either we grew apart or we just were not vibing, and that's okay. You know, I'm not gonna vibe with everybody, and everybody's not gonna vibe with me, which is totally fine. So
I'm one of those people because she was blessed to have a friend group that was goal oriented and, like, supportive and took her to her adult years or whatever. I feel like I didn't, and it's mostly because of the mindset that I had at the time, which was just generally I was in a lot of things for myself. Like, it was, like, very not even in a selfish way. Like, it's just like I didn't really care about. I still don't really care, like, about what other people think. So to the extent of, like, friends, when I took things more personally about how people treated me, but now it's more like people are kind of acting on their own accord. And at the time, I also didn't really recognize who I was or who I wanted to be. So it's hard for you to show up or like, it's hard for you to be somebody in a friend group if you don't really know yourself, you know? So like you can't hang out with people and not understand what you're adding to that group, your value to your group. Like sometimes you can, I think sometimes you can just randomly be in a group and you kind of find yourself. But for me, it was like, that's not how it worked for me. So I didn't have like a stable support group of friends, but we were all around each other enough to be comfortable with, you know, being friends. So we considered each other friends and stuff. But like, I really wouldn't consider like these people the true definition of a friend, in my opinion, now that I've been able to explore my own values and stuff. Like,
so what would you say like what would you say a true friend is now? Like the comparison, like in your teens to basically how you want to be in like have adult friendships. Like how would you want to, how did that cultivate you?
Friendships, that was based in high school. The friendship was based on just solely basically going to school together and being involved in the same environment pretty much all the time, every day. But in college, what you notice, the difference is you have to actively go out and hang out in the interest of these new people that you're trying to hang out with, and find stuff that you want to do and hang out with these people, because making friends in college and keeping friends in college is totally different, because you are adults who have your own schedules, who have to consistently keep coming back and being like, oh, are you free? Oh, are you free? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? But in high school, it's like you first have very limited options as to what you can even do together. And I didn't want to go to the movies all the time. So like, how can you even bond over the movies all the time? Like, if anything, I wanted to go to Six Flags all the time, but who was driving me to Six Flags all the time?
No.
Literally. But, so I feel like now, like, what I look for in friends are just, like, active support from both sides, like, without jealousy. So with my roommate, shout out to Tiffany, because I love Tiffany. We're, like, unconditionally always, like, hyping each other up no matter what the project is, whether it's together, whether it's separate. And we are also always doing our own thing. So it's, like, we should be able to, even being roommates, we are still super independent, but we love to come together and like collaborate or hang out and be creative together. So it's like right now, really, if anything, I'm looking for like a lot of creative friends, because that's just the kind of environment that I want to be in right now.
I was just going to ask you that. So she's more of a like creative person, like, and she does kind of like, does she do kind of like the same things that you do?
To an extent, yeah.
Okay.
We kind of are on the same like track of what we like to do creatively. But when it comes, so when you like think about friends, like if I want to hang out, I want to do something creative. If anything, like we can hang out, but I would like our experience to be based in something that, you know, I know that you're actively working on your own projects or whatever you're doing, or it doesn't have to be specifically like artistically creative, or like you can literally be like a super good business person. Like I'm totally into business too. Like there's just a whole world of it. But like back then, again, like we were just kind of in high school together, and we had been to middle school together, and it was like we were just hanging out, and we found like somewhat common interests or somewhat things to talk about. But like now I'm more interested, going back to, I think I said that in the last episode, I don't like small talk and stuff. Like I don't like to say stuff without I don't like ad-libs of life. Isn't
that funny that the friend that was not like the person that you were closest to, like you end up being closest to them, like after a certain point, because like you guys end up like aligning in some kind of way?
Yeah.
My environment was different from yours, because I lived here with y'all and you lived here by yourself.
I basically grew up as an only child. She left me.
Yeah. Dory and I were gone. We
it really out. At the end of the day, it just came down to like we were really never in this house at the same time. Like she was either with her mom or Dorian was with her dad, and I was just always here. And between that, it was like I just had to deal with the problems that were here by myself. And visually, the camera just died, so I'm just gonna keep talking though. But
yeah,
literally, I had to deal with it by myself, which actually made me pretty isolated, pretty independent or whatever, because I didn't have anybody to talk to or share my experience with, and I was too young to be able to express that properly with my siblings or whatever. So it's like, you know, like, I just don't open up. I kind of just handle my own thing, and like, I don't really want to open up, and not in the sense of like I'm not open to, you know, expressing myself, but I have just found it not necessary to dwell on stuff, and I personally just do not dwell on stuff that makes me too upset anymore. You know, I figure it out, I think about it, and I analyze it and figure out why it's even made me upset in the first place, and I handle it how I handled it, and then I think about how I'll react to it next time. But that's me now. Like, back then, it was just like kind of get frustrated, angry about it, or, you know, hold it down or whatever. But like, I'm genuinely just like in a zone of just like, it is what it is, you know, shoulder shrug, think about it, why does it make you upset, and, you know, kind of move on. I don't think about it too hard unless it's necessary to, like, and I just have not had, I'm fortunate to not have had any issues to where I've really been just stuck in like in a sad state, you know.
Okay. I don't know. For me, like, because I grew up with siblings, I don't know how to be by myself, like, well enough. So now in this era of my life, I'm learning how to be by myself and give myself a little bit more self-love, which I think is really important, because I didn't have a phase where I was ever by myself to learn those traits, because that's something that's a really good thing, because I never want to be like dependent on someone else's validation or feelings to help me feel better and to have happiness. And I want to be able to like really learn and figure out what makes me happy at the end of the day. So that's something that a part of my teens that I feel like, you know, with having siblings, it's hard to know how to love myself at times. And like, just trust your gut and your intuition about certain things, and just being okay with that. Mm-hmm. And not it is what it is, because sometimes that's hard for me to be like, it is what it is, but like, I'm overanalyzing. Yeah. Because you start to overanalyze. I don't want to overanalyze stuff.
What? When? Like, that's what you do now?
Yeah, because I'm always looking like, okay, well, if I don't have the answer and no one give me the answer, then what do I do? And then I start like freaking out and panicking. Whereas opposed to like, now I'm starting to learn, like, calm down. Everything's going to be okay. And life is throwing you a curveball right now, but you'll be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And you're going to work through it. And that's okay. And, you know, like, you'll be fine. But I'm learning. This is all a journey for me. I'm learning how to be more by myself. And I think after having kids, I think that's something that's important, because now I'm like, any little alone time that I get, even driving in the car by myself, I'm like, ooh, alone.
So you're like, ooh, alone. So me, I'm like, every time that I get to hang out with people that I actually enjoy, I'm like, yay, I like this. I'm like being social.
And then afterwards, you're like, oh God, I don't want to see nobody like for a minute. Not like that,
not even like that. Like, but I do have to recharge for like 3 days in my cave of bed. Literally, I'm like, don't invite me anywhere.
Right?
Don't invite me.
I don't want to be. Right.
I don't want to go out.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You had that one day. Be happy with that.
Right, and that was my max. We took it to the max, right? Y'all. But that was it. Like, Saturday, I'm going to Black Market Flea. And I'm like, Tiffany might not go with me because her mom's birthday or whatever. But like, Isaiah Rashad is performing, and I love Isaiah Rashad. And I'm like, forget everybody else. I'm gonna go alone. I'm going to see Isaiah, but I can make friends if I'm there. And I'm like, oh, you know, can I take your picture? And blah blah blah. But I'm like, I might just do a little solo dolo trip, and I'm literally just going for Isaiah. Like, I have no other reason to go. That is the end of our episode, though.
Exactly.
Like, there's not much else to say, but. We kind of did a little loop around into just like being grateful about our teens and stuff, because essentially I realized like I can't talk about my teens, but like I can like I didn't realize how much I actually actively mimicked my sister.
Right. I didn't even know she was like copying off of me.
But I know because we went to different schools and like we just had a different experience, but I definitely tried to copy her. But anyway, yeah. So that is the end of our episode. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. Leave a review, a rating, and if you wanted to see this visually, even though it definitely got cut off.
Yeah,
like
it definitely
20
died.
minutes at the end.
So I'm sorry that it died, but that means that you can just catch the rest of it on here.
Right.
And stream it and rate it and love us because we love you.
Yeah.
And grateful for you.
And grateful for
At
you.
the end of the day, that's really what it is. We are grateful for you.
Yeah, we're grateful for you. We're grateful for each other because we get to do this together.
Yes.
And everything. So, yeah. So, hope you enjoyed. And we will catch you guys in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to XYZ and Tea. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, y'all. It's Sherise from XYZ and Tea. Be sure to leave us an amazing, beautiful review and a 5-star rating wherever you stream your favorite podcast. And be sure to check us out on Sundays at 5 a.m. or whatever time you wake up, because duh. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye.